We're taking you on a family road trip, and of course it wouldn't be a family road trip without the pups. Our first stop after 12 hours of driving is Las Vegas. So we found a nice doggy-friendly hotel to make sure we could accommodate these two monsters. The following morning we got up early to do our next long leg of driving. We got out a couple times to sightsee, and of course let these two guys go to the bathroom. And this park is now Apollo's. Finally we see the Rocky Mountains, and we know we finally made it. And Apollo made it to his next dog-friendly hotel. And as always, he's got to stretch those legs and make sure his scent covers the entire room. Good job, buddy. Then we wake up to some nice dusty snow. But luckily it didn't stay for long and melted pretty quick. It was still a little cold though, so of course Apollo had to be bundled up. And if you know Artemis, she won't be left out of this. She loves to be baby. After finishing our work in Colorado, it was time to hit our next state, Utah. Our first stop was Moab, and again, we found an amazing dog-friendly hotel, which Apollo got right to it to make sure everyone knows it's his. We enjoyed our first evening by the fire with some nice sploots. Look at that little thirst trapper. And of course, some cuddles from Mom. Then the next day, we got right to sightseeing. Our first stop was a state-run state park called Dead Horse Point State Park. The way the earth drops, it almost looks like you're on an island. And when you go to the viewpoint, there's a lot of cool information. A little bit sad though, being that the old cowboys actually trapped horses here and horses ended up leaping to their demise. But the dogs being happy just to be there, they didn't really care too much about the story. They chose to get dirty instead. And we got a few happy smiles out of them too. The next stop on the day was a site called the Canyons, which most people probably know. It's a well-known national park in Moab. But unfortunately the dogs couldn't walk around, so the stroller came in handy. And it definitely enabled all of us to see the beautiful views that the Canyons has to offer. For those that are wondering, this is how they got around. The following day, we decided to cool off a little bit. We went on a nice creek hike, which was perfect for Frenchies because they got to cool off in the water and get carried like royalty when it was too deep. So that way we could all make it to these beautiful waterfalls. And then finally, the last part of Moab was Arches. This area looked like the movies. It almost felt like it wasn't even real. Like this particular spot, with multiple arches. Finally leaving Moab, we head to Bryce Canyon. This has similar rock formations, but more in pillar form. As you view the entire canyon, you can see there's thousands upon thousands of these little pillars. So of course we got Apollo and Artemis to take a picture with this beauty, before finally heading to Zion National Park, which what better way than to see it on bike. Apollo and Artemis of course can't ride a bike, so of course they gotta go in a trailer. I'm sure it was quite the experience for them too, because they've seen it in the car before, but they've never seen it this close. Look at Apollo, loving that fresh air in his face. We made a few stops to get some nice pictures before we packed up and decided to head back home. But one last stop at In-N-Out Burger. And maybe a pup cup for this guy.
Can I help you?
Thanks for watching.